We took in the family car for its first maintenance.
Okay.
Alex, as you might know, we have an electric car. And so
I am well aware.
it hit its first maintenance milestone. So I got that all set up and ready to go. Besides just the regular maintenance, there was an issue I wanted them to look at, which is there is a pre-collision sensor on the front of the car.
Oh.
And sometimes I would get a warning saying it was like disabled or disconnected, sort of like,
Okay.
it doesn't work anymore. Hey, it's like the car is telling me, I don't know what happened. Yeah, this thing's broken. And so I looked up stuff on the internet, and some people were saying, oh, it's like a loose cable for the sensor. It's like it's got a coax cable that needs like replacing or something. I'm like, okay, fine. Well, I put that down on the form for them to take a look at it.
Okay.
And on the day of the appointment, I wait an excruciatingly long time for them to acknowledge me, which is weird because I was the only person in line, really. Don't you hate pulling up somewhere and then someone comes out and it looks like they don't know why you're there?
Well, I mean,
I've gotten this twice now in like car related things.
I don't know the sensation of pulling up anymore because I don't drive.
All right. Well, hoofing it. You can think
But I
about
get-
hoofing it,
yes.
pulling up with
I
your
get
hoofs.
you.
Hooves.
Yes. I'm a horse.
Nay.
Great.
My son knows how to say nay, by the way. You point
Oh,
to
hey.
horse and he goes, nay.
He is on his way to mastering Japanese.
He's great. So yeah, we all get set up with that. I'm told that because of this issue and that it is Friday, the technicians got to work. This might take them at least 3 hours or so. They close at 4. They don't work on Saturday. I thought they did.
Oh.
So now I'm sweating it a little bit because like, oh boy, well, if the problem is what I think it is, then this might take a day or two. Or maybe 3 or 4 as it would turn out. Anyway, long story short, no, it didn't take that long. The car was ready in due time that day. And so great. I went to go pick it up and they just said, we checked all the cable stuff and no, there's nothing really wrong with the sensor. We ran all the tests and everything. But we do think that it's probably your aftermarket license plate bracket in the front. And I go, oh.
What? Oh.
Yes. So it's a Mustang Mach-E, and some of these cars now don't have license plate areas on the front of the car. Especially in California, I think in most other states, like it's just fine to have the plate on the back because they only give you one set of tab stickers, right, for the registration. Anyway, so I said, oh, okay. But I got this bracket because, the state's going to give me 2 license plates. I'm going to use them. I'm just not going to have one plate sitting around. I want this.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Carry the other one around in your wallet?
So exactly, Alex, you get it.
Yeah.
You don't drive a car, but you understand.
Yeah.
So I bought this bracket that someone made custom for this car.
Etsy.
And I installed it.
Oh.
And I thought it was perfectly done. But due to the fact that the error I was encountering was really, really inconsistent. Like if it was just a loose cable, it would have been much more consistent, I think. So I was like, oh, yeah, it probably is the dumb bracket. So I just got to think about that now because it also wasn't a bracket that you just screw in because there's no like holes in the front of the car for the license plate holder. That's why I have to buy a special bracket that acts as though it is a real license plate holder on any other kind of car. So I can't really drill a hole in it. I don't want to, rather.
But you own the car.
The bracket is just like really strong adhesive. It was just pushed on there with adhesive. And so if I took it off, I'd probably have to find the same kind of adhesive again. Adhesive.
There you
I don't
go.
know why I'm saying that. I don't know why I was not doing that correctly. I'm sorry.
Adhesive. Okay.
No. Please don't put it on my permanent record.
It's done. It sounds like you've sorted out your automotive issue.
Yeah. I just haven't gotten rid of the bracket yet or adjusted it or anything.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Because I mean, obviously I haven't owned an automobile in, coming up on 20 years.
Right. But again, you understand my problem of, having 2 license plates, but not really a place to put one of them.
Well, no, I see that I don't understand because, growing up in Pennsylvania and Ohio, it's standard. I think it's required to have it on both the front and the back. So they were always out there.
Yeah, I think it was a requirement for a long time.
I think. I don't remember. Smooth right in.
I think definitely when we were kids, yeah, it was more common everywhere. But I think most places just kind of like didn't care as much now because, again, they only give you one set of tabs. And really, you know what? If you see a car crashing, you're really most likely to see it from the rear.
I mean, let's be fair. We're looking at cars' rears to begin with.
Right. They're so
Yeah.
shapely
Right?
and shiny.
Yeah. Seen that Mini Cooper?
Yes.
Why didn't they do why didn't they do a promotion with who played Winnie Cooper on the Wonder Years?
Danica McKellar.
Dad, thank you. Why didn't they call her?
I don't know.
Oh.
Because it's a British company.
Oh,
They
right.
wouldn't have heard of her.
What? Everyone's heard of Winnie Cooper.
Oh, speaking of minis, though, there is a Mini Cooper car that has rear headlights. They made the signal light look like 3 lines pointing outward.
What?
Which makes it look like an arrow pointing inward.
No.
Okay, I know I can't. I'm never going to explain this in audio correctly, but yeah, if you saw it at first glance, you would think it was an arrow pointing inward. But it's supposed to, I think, be like a, like a 3-line doodle of a flash, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's supposed to be pointing outward.
It's not telling other motorists, drive here.
Right. No.
All right, good.
Or that I'm driving here. No, it's.
Oh no, that's yeah.
Oh,
It's American Gigolo.
be like in inverse directions. Anyway, really stupid.
All right.
That car. Thank God I don't have that.
Cool. Now, the one thing I do remember from owning a car is, yeah, when you know something was wrong, but you don't want to take it in, so you look up the symptoms online, but you look them up on like WebMD, and then you think that your car has toxic shock syndrome. It's one of those burdens of car ownership that I'm glad I don't have to worry about.
Right. Well, if your shocks are rusted, they are toxic in a sense.
That's true.
So, yeah.
That's right. Folks, hang out with me if you want a bumpy ride.
All right. We'll be back with more car talk.
Yeah, geez, those 9.5 minutes.
More like 9.5 weeks. Eey.
Oh, Hugh Grant. Was that? Yeah, sure. 9 months.
What?
Wasn't that? Wait, was
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Hugh Grant was in a movie called 9 Months. Oh, banjo.
It's No More Whoppers. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Ray Barnholt, Salad Bar Fly, and with me as always, author of The Baked Lays Diet, Alex Fraioli.
You gotta look, people have been touting cleanses for decades, but this is the only one that is really gonna empty you out.
Oh, are you referring to the Olestra chips?
Yes.
Oh, well, I see.
Isn't that how they, I don't know, I just assume that anything that's delicious but has fewer calories than it's supposed to contains horrifying chemicals.
I don't want to rain on your nickname parade. I'm just going to move forward.
All right. I mean, I'll still eat them. If you have baked lays,
Right.
Do you have some?
Yeah, because those aren't the ones that gave you diarrhea.
Oh.
They were just called Wow. They're fine. I said it. I ruined it. I rained on your parade. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? No, you've inspired me to write my next book, The Pringles Diet.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
You
just
can
like this
stop.
show, folks.
Oh,
welcome, listeners. How's everything, Alex?
Hectic. This is a really weird month for me. It's
really
busy. It's already busy, and it's only going to get busier. October is a wild month.
Things are looking up.
Kinda. I mean, yeah, I just finished filming and recording everything for the new YouTube video, which means I'm going to spend the next month, all my free time in the next month editing it. But I also have to edit. I also have to start editing this show as soon as we're done recording it. I also have to start doing my homework for another show we're about to do. I also have to start calling places to start closing the bar. I have to call my towel provider. I got to call my internet provider. 2 very important providers. I got to call.
Have you called the closer?
No. Who was that?
Oh, Glenn Close.
That's right.
No, I'm sorry. It was. I'm sorry. It was Kira Sedgwick.
Thank you. That's right. No, I did call Glenn Close.
Oh, right. Sure. Yeah.
I've got a call.
You call her first. No, when she can't do it, you call Kira Sedgwick.
Thank you. There's a place called Tempos where I bought a lot of my refrigerators and stuff 10 years ago. Now I got to call them back and be like, do you want these back? Hey, can you just come get these? Yeah.
Were they like a surplus store or like an actual?
No, it's a restaurant. They sell appliances and stuff to restaurants and bars.
Yeah.
And most of it's used, but they do also have new stuff.
Yeah. That's what I meant, really.
Yeah. I used to spend a lot of time there before I opened, looking at fridges, looking at seats.
Yeah. It's like getting textbooks for college. Just
it is.
Rent it out, then give it back.
Yes, and then the next year, they changed one sentence on the bottom of this chair, and now I got to buy 12 new chairs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it sucks.
They spelled Electro College wrong.
Electro College?
Now to get the 15th edition. Yeah, she's a bunch of mooks. All right. What was I saying?
On top of all that, I still have local recording jobs and remote recording jobs to do. It's an extremely busy month. And also just the emotional impact of closing the bar. This is the last month for the bar, on top of everything. So it's going to be a wild month. Stick with us. We'll be back.
Okay. Look forward to a panic attack in the coming months.
Or two.
2 panic attacks? All right.
Yes.
Sure, let's rack them up.
Well, I mean, I know you call them switch attacks, but yes.
I call them both. Thanks.
Okay. That's right. All right. I do get angry a lot. Yeah. We're having fun.
You got remote jobs. You were talking about.
That's right.
Where you literally phone it in? Is that what you mean?
No, there's oh boy. I mean, it's mostly recording. What?
What, like the Himalayas? You go to the Himalayas? That kind of remote?
Yeah, I zoom to the Himalayas. That's Dragon Quest parlance.
Right.
But I guess,
cast a spell zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No, it's a lot of stuff for textbooks. Poetry. Thank you. It's textbook stuff, and it's the news stuff that I do every day as well for Nikkei.
Oh yeah.
And there's also one that I accidentally got roped into that I don't want to do, but I already said yes, and it's because I don't do fan projects because, and I don't mean fan projects as in somebody wrote an original script and needs people to voice it. I'll happily do that. I mean, like somebody wrote Cyberpunk 2049 fan fiction, whatever the fuck it's called. And needs me to voice a character that's already voiced by a professional voice actor in the video game.
Oh, I see.
I didn't realize that's what I was auditioning for because the person who posted it spelled it lowercase c cyberpunk. So I just thought it was the genre.
Oh no. Oh no.
And then I got contacted like, hey, congrats, you got the part. I'm like, all right, awesome. And hey, we're having a staff meeting on Discord. All right, cool. So I joined this voice chat, this staff meeting, and what have I done? Halfway through it, he's like, so everyone's played Cyberpunk, right? And I'm like, no, what does that have to do with this? He's like, well, it takes place in the Cyberpunk universe. And I'm just, immediately my face just goes, pew, and I realize, okay, I'm in a fun fan fiction project, which is not to say it's bad, but like, it's not what I want to spend my time doing, especially for the amount of money that the guy is offering. But I'm going to do it. I already said yes, and I think it's only for like a couple of episodes or whatever.
Oh, dear.
And honestly, 9 times out of 10, these projects never get off the ground anyway, so I'm probably safe. I'm probably safe to just leave the Discord now.
Yeah, there is that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. You probably are okay.
I use a website called Casting Club. I fucking forget.
I hope it's not Casting Couch.
No, sorry. It's Casting Call Club.
Okay.
There we go. And I was ranting about this on the Discord a few months ago because this is the site that
right.
When you search for jobs, the default sort option is it doesn't say sort by genre, it doesn't say sort by date, it doesn't say sort by role. It's very cute. It says sort by literal magic. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what cute thing you're trying to convey when you build language like that into your search function. I don't know what literal magic is. Just give me a default that makes sense, like genre or type of job. I don't need this. I don't need your cute language.
Millennials are great, aren't they?
Yes. Well, we're millennials. We're what they call Elder Scrolls millennials, I believe.
Sure, but I disassociate with their sense of humor.
I tend to. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not affiliated with that. Sorry.
No, sorry. But yeah, my other big complaint about using that site is that like you can search for, I hate this, and maybe I misunderstand it, but like
what else do you hate, Alex?
You can search, I'm telling you can search by original projects, which means not a Cyberpunk fan script, or you can search paid work. For some reason, you cannot search for both at the same time. And that's precisely what I want to do, is I want original paid work. And I can only search for one at a time, and it's infuriating.
That seems like the most obvious thing.
Yeah, you would think so.
Isn't that number one what people would want?
I thought so, but yeah. So it means that what I end up doing is I just have to do 2 searches and then weed out the ones that don't fit my criteria. Right. Anyway, listen,
Let me check this site out. What was it again? Casting Couch Club.
No. Whitehouse.com.
All right, thank you.
Check it out. Zelda.com. Hey, you played that new Zelda?
No.
It's out.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Oh, Casting Call .club.
Yes. Oh, yeah, sorry. Casting Call .club.
Even worse.
Well, I mean, at least it's not like voice acting .ninja.
Oh, that is stupid. You can't select both.
Yeah.
It's either paid or not. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I don't understand it. Why would you do that?
What is going on?
The site was made by a guy just, in his free time, out of the goodness of his heart, to help voice actors find work. And he doesn't understand the most basic thing that most of us are looking for, which is paid original work.
If you're going to have these filters, like you need to have it like checkboxed or something. You're going to let people
just put it up with the other options. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not here to complain about that, even though I have. We're here.
I am.
Okay, keep going. Keep it up.
No, you're fine.
No, we're here to talk about the Oscars.
Uh-huh.
Is it Oscar season?
Not for a few months.
All right, disregard.
Well, we wish you luck as always, as we do all complaining voice actors.
Thanks.
Sorry, that wasn't the best way to put it, but
complainers?
Yeah, right.
No, no. This is no. Hey, I'm trying to not do that as much.
Okay, fine.
Hold it, Pituli.
Anyway, moving on. I wanted to follow up on something we talked about last year on the program.
Wait, let me guess. Typhoon season?
Why would you guess? It's written on our document. You are just fucking with the audience at that point.
I'm trying to have fun. I'm, trying to...
Weird idea of fun. I gotta say.
Fine.
What are you doing?
I don't want to call attention to the document because that's the same as, you ever listen to a podcast and the hosts, after like 30 or 40 minutes, the hosts are just like, what else? What else? Do you have anything? What else? Do we have anything else to talk about? And we do it sometimes, and I hate it. It's the most unprofessional thing you can do is wonder aloud, what else do we have? Is there anything else?
Well, we do edit it out if we do slip up.
Yes.
Nowadays.
Yes. Now we do. But in the same vein, I don't want to pull back the curtain all the way and say, hey, here's the text document we share. Although we did get a good gag out of it a few months ago.
Right. We did it the first time we did it.
All right, fine.
I'm sorry, Alex. You've already broken the seal on that
one. Fine. Let me read from the big list that says topics. Unity, controversy, follow-up. The dumb fee is dead. I would still like the not as expensive price to
Do you have any Mortal Kombat stuff?
Not to be outdone.
I'm listening.
Now we're in the Hall of Judgment.
Get me the rock! You want to give us the rock bag lady?
All right, okay. Jesus. You've drowned me out. I yield.
God.
Unity.
Last year, Unity, the game engine people, they brought in their all new pricing scheme and their new thing that said Oh yeah, anybody now who has a Unity game is going to owe us a bunch of money, basically, even retroactively. Even though we have no idea how that's going to work because we're just stupid.
It also just seems
just made this up in a weekend.
It also just seems highly illegal.
Yeah, it would definitely be pretty illegal or just otherwise scrutinized, let's say, by
a court,
government institution. Well, the fallout of that was the assholes responsible for that pretty much all left. They brought in a new CEO who was just like, yeah, okay, let's clean this shit up. And spent, I guess, the following year making plans to indeed clean all that shit up. And so what they called their runtime fee, which was the thing that was basically like, hey, if you have a Unity game, you're going to owe us money, whether or not you're charging for your game. So they got rid of that. Finally, they announced that they're not going to do that at all for any subscription tier or anything like that. They're just completely done with that idea. I'm sure. Well, it's good for them, I guess, although they definitely did lose a lot of people's trust. And they're going to have to do a lot of crawling back either way. The one thing they also did in the middle of that soup of shit was they got rid of their middle of the road price tier, what I would call the not as expensive pricing tier.
Oh,
for people who didn't make a lot of money in their business, but still wanted a couple of crucial features in the engine available to them, to put it lightly, and to put it in a simple sense. They didn't bring that back. I would have liked that back, because that was actually the thing that made me the most upset. It was like, hey, I kind of want that price tier back, because now it's such a giant leap from like free to what they call pro or whatever. And it's not cool. Not cool at all. I would actually still like them to bring that back, because hey, look, I know you guys back then, those other assholes did a shopping spree and bought a whole bunch of companies that didn't do anything for them, and in fact had to break off a couple of those companies that they purchased, because again, they're stupid idiots who thought they knew what they were doing because they wanted to raise shareholder value or whatever. Hey, I get that. But I mean, you could just bring back the more affordable tier and have some more people come on board if they wanted, right? Isn't more people paying better than more people at 2 tiers? Okay.
I hope they'll figure that out.
They won't. I'm sure they'll stick to that bullshit.
All right.
But yeah, Unity at least got rid of the thing that everybody else was mad about. And I guess best of luck to them. Well, not to be outdone, though, their rivals at Unreal Engine announced that they are moving their marketplace, or their asset store. Basically, they're moving it to a new site called Fab. Pause for Simpsons reference.
Bold, all, whisk.
And this is going to be a new site that incorporates this Unreal Marketplace along with other similar things that they bought. I think, what was it? ArtStation was what they bought?
ArtStation?
Yeah, it's like an art profile site. You know, if you're a digital artist.
I'm not.
No, I know you're not. You
I wish I was.
Though.
I could
just put some elbow grease into it.
Yeah. What is elbow grease exactly?
It's what you secrete at night.
Ugh.
Yeah, pretty good, huh?
No.
And Sketchfab, I think is where the name came from. There was another.
Folks, find us this year at San Francisco Sketchfab.
Now it's. Do you know what a fab is? Like a factory, fabrication.
Yeah, like prefab. Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
Hey, prefab is a term that you use in Unity.
Cool.
Okay. Anyway, there was a Sketchfab had like 3D models, and that was what they got the name. Anyway, they're putting all these things together, and but on the Unreal Marketplace, they're Epic Games, the creators, they had also purchased this company Quixel, who had made these things called mega scans, which were like really high resolution textures and models of like things in nature. So a lot of rocks and plants and such, things that would be really helpful in building realistic environments or
A
just
sunflower.
good environment.
Okay.
Probably.
All right.
I think that's a different purview, but either way, it was a lot of like surface textures and things
What about
like that.
what about a mesa or a bluff?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. A quarry?
Yeah.
You can definitely make a nice ass quarry in Unreal
I think
Engine
a quarry
5.
isn't a quarry a man-made thing though?
You can still, well, hey, aren't all of these game worlds man-made?
I mean, yeah, but they're recreations of the natural world. Like you don't find a quarry in nature, right? You just find
still rocks.
a cave, I guess.
It's still rocks, Alex. Come on.
I think you're giving short shrift to rocks. The rocks that are out there doing the work.
Folks, if I dig a hole with a shovel, is it natural? Right in.
No.
Anyway, they bought the company that made all those textures and then made all their stuff free. So all these mega scans were free and you can download all of them. Well, for the time being, because now once they move everything to Fab, it's going to be a paid thing. Like Fab is going to be a paid subscription or whatever. So what was free won't be. And so thanks a lot.
Oh, sorry.
Now, if you could already go right now and download those things and you can have them on your account. And maybe someday, if you ever need them, they'll be there for you. But if you come in and decide a year from now, like, hey, I want to make Unreal Engine games, I should get some of these mega scans. Pay up, buddy. So yeah, lots of great stuff going on in the world of game development beyond all the typical terrible things. I thought I'd report back on that.
Thank you. You are our resident Unity guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I know dick all about it.
Yeah, you do.
I'm still playing around in RenPy. Which, by the way, I bristle the same way as when people say biopic, I feel when people call it Rempy.
Oh, right? Sure. Well,
it's not Python, it's Python. It's RenPy. It's RenPython.
I did say it that way at first before I think I learned about it before I knew what Python was.
Well, so of course, that makes sense.
That's yeah. So I'm just saying I'm innocent and please don't get mad at me retroactively.
Speaking of retro, where do you fall on retro arc versus retro arch? Because I say arc. I know a lot of people who say arch.
What? I think it came from arch as a Linux term for like platform or like architecture.
Really?
Which I know makes no sense by me just saying architecture. But I think it is arch because shit. Yeah, if you have like a Linux program that's for ARM chipsets as opposed to x86, those are called different arches.
All right.
I think that's where it came from.
I'm still going to call it arc.
Hey, regardless, it doesn't matter because the creators are psychopaths. So.
Yeah, that's true. There's also that. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about retro art that much anyway. All right. But yeah, that's my update on software.
Thank you. Thanks for your update.
Coming up next on the Computer Chronicles.
Oh, the Young Computer Chronicles.
Our latest roundup of DOS recipe apps.
Great.
Alex, how have you been?
Present. Oh, good. Sorry, I muted my mic to clear my throat because I am just super. Well, no, it says mute on it. It doesn't say cough. Does it?
Well, no,
it says mute.
It's a colloquial term.
Well,
you watch Frasier.
I'm trying to class it up and distance myself from you fucking hayseeds.
Who, me?
Yeah. What are you, Bobby Moynihan? Jesus Christ. Thank you. No, yeah, mute button, cough button. It's all good. I don't care. No, I've been supernaturally phlegmy, I think, in relation to the allergies that are kicking in. And I get bad, we talked about this, I think, before we started, but I get really bad rice allergies, which, surprise, there's a fair amount of that in Japan.
Wow.
The rice plant. And this is
rice
the season
pollen.
for that. And it's not pleasant. Makes my eyes itchy, makes me kind of phlegmy.
Wow. Well, I haven't experienced that yet. I imagine I'd probably have that. Yeah.
Why don't you come back and we'll find out?
Boy, I'd love to. You know what? there was some more details about the Nintendo Museum recently.
That's right.
Because, last time we brought it up, it was kind of like, yeah, that's neat, I guess. But having a lottery for tickets and stuff and it not seeming to have a whole lot of interesting historical things kind of left me a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, right.
But then last week, they let some press and YouTubers come out to Japan and cover it ahead of the opening. And, first of all, there's like the gift shop, which I forgot to consider even. I was like, oh, yeah, there's going to be a gift shop with all sorts of crazy Nintendo Museum merchandise. And boy, is there. There is basically a set of merchandise for every single console. So along the wall, there is like, you can get, for example, cups and shirts and everything else based on the Famicom and the NES and the Famicom disk system and so on and so forth. And
what
up until
about
the Switch?
Can I get a Satellaview ashtray?
No, you can get a Virtual Boy cup.
It's not the same cup.
Yeah,
a cup that looks exactly like the Virtual Boy.
No, it's mugs, and they're all just like plainly colored. So maybe not the mugs necessarily, but yeah, some of the other stuff. It's like shirts and pens and stuff. And that's like their basic merch, right? But then along with that are like large pillows of all the controllers.
I saw those. Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, you can get a giant Super Famicom pillow,
that's what I want.
Pillow, or a giant Wii remote pillow.
Yeah,
I think for all the major ones. Because also in the museum, there's an exhibit where you can play with actual giant controllers. And then they sort of bring that over into the merch, I guess, the gift shop.
Yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of stuff that, I mean, obviously I tend to be pretty cynical when it comes to, repackaging and selling nostalgia back to us. But I would absolutely buy some of that shit.
Yeah, I think some of this is valid as a consumer, as a little bitch consumer.
In fact, my brain even has a tick where anytime I see something that is targeted to me that I actually do want to buy, like that kind of stuff, my brain plays its own drop, and it's of Nelson Muntz in The Simpsons when he's shoplifting the exact same kind of vest that he wears, and he says, "It's the kind I like." Yes. That's the soundbite that plays when I see like a classy slime t-shirt or a Super Famicom controller pillow,
Yeah. And then you steal it.
And then, I put it in my vest and I walk right out.
Yeah. No wonder the cops are always stopping you.
So do we know what sorts of exciting things are in the museum that we didn't know about before? Like any pieces of Nintendo history?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. The Mario's original pants.
Maybe. So the second floor is the history part of the museum. And as we saw in like the original video with Miyamoto, it was like a circle of all these different little window exhibits. And it was like all the different games on video screens and all the boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's like neat, but those are things that you and I have all seen a million times.
Yeah.
But apparently the people who had went there were talking about things that Nintendo did not allow them to photograph or videograph.
That's the cutest thing to me, because you can't possibly enforce that all the time.
Well, I guess you can for a special preview where you're flying people out, but once it's open, that's probably not going to work out that long. But anyway,
like my first thought is like, doesn't Google Glass still exist? Like, can you just put on a pair of innocuous? Oh, okay,
not really.
Yeah, but like, wasn't that an innocuous way to just like take candid photographs, because it just looks like glasses? I've never seen them up close. Maybe they do look a little suspicious.
Google Glass was not innocuous in
the
least.
Okay.
Now there
are were they as bad as Zuckerberg's nerd specs? Are they that bad?
Oh right, there's those, the Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
There's the Facebook Ray-Bans. Yeah.
Oh god,
those look better. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
I've not explored those, but they do look like real glasses. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, apparently there are some exhibits tucked away that show some actual like prototypes in the flesh they were described as like, I think some of the original Wii controller prototypes what was shown previously in photographs, what people called the star pad,
Yeah. Oh
which
boy.
was just like a Mario star as like one huge button, and then a horizontal Game Boy,
What?
a horizontal DS,
All right.
things of that nature.
Sure.
And someone else let slip a detail that they even have like DVDs of the original Super Mario movie
Oh,
in a corner or something. So like I was like, wow, they're gonna acknowledge that, huh? I
wow.
thought this place was squeaky clean, but they actually aren't totally aren't totally against acknowledging that mess. So good for them. So apparently there are some good reasons to go. So I'm not saying I'm like jumping out of my seat to go compared to last time, but I'm like, okay, yeah, let's keep it in mind then. On our next trip, let's keep it in mind.
I think the greatest reason to go is to spend a pleasant afternoon with a friend.
Which friend are you talking to?
Well, I didn't have one in mind. It's just a hypothetical.
Oh, okay.
But it would be fun to go with.
I am Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. I think he's a big Nintendo guy.
More like a Subor guy, yeah.
Is it true that like on the third floor they just have around the clock just Miyamoto behind glass, and you can just like go up to him, and if you tap on the glass, a guard says don't tap on the glass. It spooks him. Did I make that up?
I think you did.
All right.
I think it's only 2 floors.
What about Yamauchi's original teeth? I heard those are there.
Oh no, they just have all of Yamauchi. Yeah, they
Oh, okay.
It's really weird. You wouldn't think that they would condone grave robbing, but they brought him back.
All right. Everything's being rebooted these days.
Exactly. Nintendo just keeps remaking games.
Hiroshi Evolutions. All right. Can't wait for it on Switch 2.
Yamauchi HD. That does remind me of
Hi.
What was that? Was it the Mario Artist game or one of those 64DD artist games that had like a built-in sequence of like Chibi Yamauchi delivering a pre-recorded message?
Whoa.
Like, thank you for buying our product, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's on video somewhere.
Cool. Man, the 64DD is one of those things that like every year or so I just forget that it actually came out because it was such a non-entity, like even in Japan.
They really farted it out in the end, yeah.
Yeah.
They do show it. It's in the display case for the N64. I did see that in the picture of the museum. So, yeah, they built it up for years and years, and then it was just like, yeah, you kind of have to like mail order this with a special ISP subscription, and then you'll get one. Yeah, that was a disappointment. Nice job, guys.
Yeah, we should go to the museum just so you can tell them how disappointed you were with the 64DD.
I'm sure I wouldn't be alone there. Oh my God. Can you imagine the weirdos stepping in there and
oh yeah, I hadn't considered
turning
that,
to any employee that gives them the time of day and just be like, can you believe this?
I hadn't considered that, but that's probably the one thing that would keep me away from the museum is I would just be surrounded by Nintendo fans. And I don't know that I could stomach that for an afternoon.
I mean, if you think about the times you've done this more than me, of course, going to a retro game store and maybe seeing the foreign tourists around, just being like, well, they're there, but they're kind of in their own world. They're not really
they're having fun.
They're not trying to start up a conversation. So you would hope that people would be mostly mild-mannered at the Nintendo Museum, but
it's not. I mean, it's not so much. I mean, I don't have any problem with Nintendo's games themselves. They put out very high quality products, and I like most of their first party stuff. But I've also just met a lot of insane Zelda fans in my life, and once you've met one,
Mario fans and Mother fans.
Well, that's not. I mean, wait, is that technically second party?
No, it's Nintendo.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, like, what was that video somebody posted on our Discord recently about Hakoniwa, the Zelda thing, like the miniature garden thing that Miyamoto likes to bring up. It's a 35-minute video about that, and it's done in the most reverent, breathless Zelda fan style.
Oh, yes.
It's very silly to me, and I understand what it means to get into a series and to really like a certain kind of game. I do that too, but like seeing it realized and actualized in a video where the guy keeps referring to Zelda 1 as the Hyrule Fantasy is like I was for 35 minutes I was making the jerk off motion while I was watching this video.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it was mostly educational. I learned things I didn't know before, but also I just dial it back a little bit.
You can't deify everything, you know?
Yeah.
It's just and the people making these YouTube essays, quote unquote, are just love to like drill down, which on paper is good and fun, but man, they drill a little bit too far and treat things with such reverence. It's just like, no, you can be a little bit more matter of fact.
Yeah.
It's okay. It doesn't have to be a revelation every single time.
Yeah. I mean, we brought this up a while ago, but like self-editing is so important, and it's a skill that I think more YouTubers need.
Yeah. I kind of saw this coming though, in terms like a lot of the YouTubers are Zoomers, and so people 10 or more years younger than us. And so, you know, naturally the things that were cool or interesting to us then, but they missed, are like so much more interesting and cool to them. And they really pump that up a lot in a lot of videos and things.
Yes.
And ways that they think about stuff. And it's just like, yeah, man, no, it was a Game Boy camera. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was cool. It's not like it led to much.
I mean, I'm a stickler for details, obviously, because I'm a complete weirdo. But the one that got me from that video specifically was like, he obviously put a lot of work into researching the topic and digging up these interviews with Miyamoto and listening to interviews with Miyamoto. And in the entire 35 minutes cannot once properly pronounce Hakoniwa, the topic of the video. He's like going out of his way to say Hakoniwa every single time. Like, you're showing reverence in all of the superficial places to show the world that you love the video game. How about showing reference to the fucking language it was made in?
Right.
How about that one?
Well,
how about the basics?
I don't know if I agree that strongly, but I do agree with you where people could make some more of a bit of an effort. It's like, you know, going to some diplomatic meeting in Japan and being like, oh, it's an honor to be here. I'm very much a fan of your karaoke.
Yeah, like I'm not asking people, you don't have to learn Japanese to make a video about the Japanese language, but you should maybe learn how to pronounce the one word your video is about. That's me.
Yeah, it can help.
I did, you know, speaking of younger YouTubers though, I did find one recently. I mean, the algorithm kicked one my way that I ended up liking this is probably the first time in years.
Okay.
Drew Gooden, a young guy who does just kind of silly media stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like I was watching back through his videos, and there's like a point where he activates as a creative person, because the first few years of his videos are very like, you know, this is what was popular on YouTube at the time. And it's kind of exciting to watch him like realize what his voice is. And then from then on, all of his videos are great. They're outstanding. He's just very, very funny in a way that I wish more people were. He also, well, I think I also like him because he parrots a lot of my points about storytelling.
Okay, sure.
Which is like, hey, you need to have things like stakes and you need to make us care about characters. And how come you're not doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a good sense of humor.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I assume he's young because he looks like a fresh-faced kid.
Yeah, right.
Unlike us, we're wizened old bastards.
I don't know about wizened.
Oh.
But we're certainly bastards.
Gnarled?
Well, that's the Nintendo Museum.
Come on down. See Yoshi's original tongue. Don't take pictures.
Come on down. I still can't believe there's no airport in Kyoto.
Oh, yeah.
That you can just go to from here.
Does it have to do with the fact that like there's not allowed to be buildings that are above, I think, 9 stories tall in Kyoto? Isn't that like the cultural to preserve the culture?
Oh, I don't recall anything like that, but sure, yeah.
Because my buddy Grant works for the Hilton, and he's been going back and forth between here and Kyoto a lot recently because they're opening, I think, 2 or 3 new hotels in Kyoto. And I'm like, wow, that's 2 or 3. Why not just open a big one? He's like, oh, because you're not allowed to build more than 9 floors in Kyoto. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly downtown, right? Yeah. They got to preserve that essence.
That's right.
Kyoto vibe.
Yes.
All right. Well, should we take a break?
Yes, we should.
We talked about Unity. We talked about Nintendo weirdos.
We did. We've covered the basic bases. Why don't we take this break? I'm going to eat some bite-sized chicken, and then we're going to come back.
Would you say it's like a popcorn size?
No. Popcorn is generally smaller. This is slightly larger than popcorn chicken. This is more like, oh, geez, what's bigger than popcorn?
Exactly. What is bigger than popcorn?
What's bigger? Popcorn's so big right now, too. I don't know. I don't know. We got to think about this. Let's take a break.
Folks are back. It's No More Whoppers. I'm Ray. That's Alec.
Dig it.
Hey, dig this, buddy.
What's up?
It's time once again for our time-honored segment here on No More Whoppers. A favorite
Talk to the audience.
Nope, that's later.
Oh.
But it is a favorite among the audience, and especially me. You're undecided. It is, of course, the one and only Snack Food Copy. Yes, indeed, where we read the back of a snack bag or box or can and see what weird things they wrote on it. I gotta say, this one's a bit tricky because I think we've done this before.
Oh.
So I went to the store and they reintroduced all-dressed Ruffles potato chips.
Oh, yummy.
Here in the United States. Now, all-dressed is a flavor that is common in Canada. So they make it a limited edition here in the States. And as I turned the bag over and read the copy, I realized that, I think I've brought this up before.
Good.
I got the sinking feeling that we've done this before. But you know what? Let's just call it a greatest hit.
Yeah.
Because, hey, all-dressed chips, they're not so bad. They taste pretty good.
I would love to try them.
So let's just bring it back, even though I don't know if we're bringing it back or not. But either way, here is some, at least to me, strangely familiar copy on the back of the Ruffles all-dressed bag. I bet you're wondering what all-dressed means. After all, in America, it just means you're wearing all your clothes. But in Canada, all-dressed actually means delicious, ridgy chips that somehow taste salty, savory, and sweet all at the same time.
Ooh.
Sounds good, eh?
Yeah.
That's it.
That does sound
There you
good.
go. That's our snack food copy.
Where do I get those over here?
Ruffles all-dressed. In Japan?
Yeah.
You're the best.
Oh, isn't there like a Canadian food import store?
Oh, that's rich.
Oh.
So on the front of the bag here is in the corner, there's a little badge that says all dressed, #1 Ruffles flavor in Canada. What does all dressed mean? Find out on back. And of course, once I saw that, I was like, oh boy, we got snack food copy going on. But then I read it and I was like, wait, did we do this a couple years ago?
We may have.
Because I do recall They had all dressed at like a Walmart. I distinctly remember I went to Walmart and they had all dressed.
Oh, they called it,
like,
wall dressed. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
But this is a different store I got it at. And then I was like, oh, yeah. Well, anyway, consider it a favorite. We've reintroduced it. There's snack food copy.
Ruffles, if you're listening, we'll read the same copy again if you send me some of those.
Okay, yeah.
Or, we'll read any copy you want as long as it's attached to a free bag of chips.
Yeah, I guess. Although the point of this...
Or crisps!
The point of this segment is to be mocking.
Oh.
Because the snack food copy is mostly dumb. And that's why I bring it up on the show. So I don't know if they'd be, want to be party to that.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, we're still celebrating the product itself, right? I mean, they're good.
Sure. I mean, it's largely irrelevant to the point of reading the copy, but yeah, I mean, in some ways.
You know what's really good?
What is good?
You know what I really enjoy is putting just freshly cooked, steaming white rice on a chip and just popping that in your mouth. That's
okay.
Delicious.
Sure. All right.
I have on several occasions eaten that as a very quick dinner if I have to go to work.
Very quick.
Yeah, it's because just white rice itself is very boring, and I'm like, oh, that's right, I've got that little bag of chips. Let's mix it. Let's combine here. It's called fusion cuisine. It's East meets West meets my mouth.
All right. Well, I guess that's your snack food copy when you come up with the rice chips.
Oh, rice chips.
New Ruffles Pilo rice flavor.
Yes. New Ruffles Gohan. Oh, it's so good.
Followed up by Ruffles Gotenks.
Thank you. Yeah, it's when you combine them with Ruffles Trunks. All right. Delicious.
Alex, you had some copy?
Yes, I've got some drink food copy here. It's very brief, actually. It's not so much copy as it is just, I don't know what it is. Is it the name of the flavor? It's a dumb thing on the can, I'll tell you that much. I picked up a Zone Energy Max Impact drink the other day. And this has to be the flavor. Because right on the front of the can, it says Zone Energy Max Impact Fortitude 9.8. As if it's the magnitude of an earthquake.
Is that its power rating? Yeah. What is that?
I guess. I mean, I think this is a little too soon. I still remember when Kobe was rocked by a Fortitude 8.3.
Oh man,
energy drink back in the 90s. Country's been through a lot, is what I'm saying.
Right.
It's all very silly. Zone is a silly name to begin with. And boy, to quote one of the all-time drill tweets, I'll keep drinking that garbage.
Yeah.
I only have one energy drink per month, and it's usually before a busy Saturday, but that's it. You know what's fucked up though? Even better than energy drinks, better than coffee, I think is there's a super strong green tea. It's the dark green 1 liter Oi Ocha.
Okay.
I think it's just thick. It's just thicker. It's just, filled with more tea. Yeah. I drank a liter of that at work last night, probably between the hours of 6 and 8. I was working on this 1 liter bottle.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't get to bed until I was tossing and turning it until 4 a.m. last night.
Wow.
And it has to be that, right? I didn't have any coffee after morning. I didn't have any energy drinks. I just had this 1 liter of super tea. I had no vaccines. I had this 1 liter of super tea that I guess pushed me over the edge.
Huh. Cool.
And it was extra frustrating because I went to bed at midnight because I had to wake up at 8 a.m. because, as you know, I have Final Fantasy XIV Savage practice twice a week, which means I want to
totally
wake
up on your FF14 schedule.
You know the lingo. You know my schedule. I wake up at 8 because we have practice at 9. I want to have a nice slow breakfast.
It's on my Google Calendar. Yeah.
Yes, I hacked your account just to add it. I drank this liter of tea, and then 4 hours later got into bed and was tossing and turning for another 4 hours. And all that was going through my mind was like, I'm going to be worthless during Savage tomorrow because I'm not going to get enough sleep. I'm going to let the whole team down.
You might say you're all teed up.
Thanks. Because we're doing content. We're doing a fight specifically that it's so much personal responsibility. It's a Republican's wet dream in fight form. It's you have so much to do. It's one of those fights where, like, if one person dies, like 10 to 15 seconds later, everybody follows.
Okay.
You have to be on top of everything. And
there really is a fulcrum to the whole thing, huh?
Yeah. When you only get 4 hours to sleep, that becomes very difficult to do.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
And it's like a 16-minute fight with no checkpoint too, which is the worst.
Wow.
Because we're constantly getting to like minute 12. But by the time you get there, you're just exhausted.
Well, I guess stay away from that tea then.
Yeah, or drink it 4 hours earlier. That's my new plan. Is I think if I do drink it, I'm going to have it with lunch while I'm watching Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Right. Well, either or.
Those guys went to space.
They sure did. They were great at it too.
They were pretty good.
Except for those people that got killed.
Oh yeah.
Alex.
Hi.
I have a bonus snack food copy.
What?
Unannounced.
How? Oh my God.
This is a bonus snack food copy because I meant to do this in May.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's been on my phone. I was even going to bring it up when I went on the Japan trip, but it just got lost in the shuffle. The snack is crispy coconut rolls, durian flavor.
All right.
Here is the snack food copy from the back.
Wait, isn't durian the famously bad smelling fruit?
Yeah.
All right.
I live in a Vietnamese household, so
I see.
They love it. And really, it doesn't smell that bad. It's fine. I like it.
Oh, I've never smelled it. I just know all I know about it. I learned from a Japanese English textbook.
Okay,
that's all I got.
Yeah, no, it's great. You should try it.
Cool.
It's fruit. What does it matter, right? It's
like
still fruit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the copy. Actually, what the actual brand? I don't even know because I ripped it off. Whatever. I ripped it off the package accidentally. Anyway, crispy coconut rolls, durian flavor. In a land, in a home, in a field far away, a tropical treat is harvested to eat. He's fleshy and round and humble and hairy and full of nourishing milk that's free of dairy.
Is it talking about you?
Once his flesh is milked, he proclaims, "Come with me." So his friends tapioca flour, sugar, egg, water, salt, and sesame, they're mixed and mashed and combined for toasting, then rolled and packed by those who are boasting. That this coconut king whom they love and adore must be shared with the world now and forevermore. That's it.
I think that this snack and I run in the same circles because you listed off his friends. Those are my friends too.
Yes.
Read those off again. I know all of them.
Tapioca flour, sugar, egg, water, salt, and sesame.
Those are my pals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good. How are they?
They've been killed and toasted and
no,
rolled.
I mean, I mean, how do the snacks taste?
Oh, I thought you were asking, like, how they been up? What have they been up to?
Ray, it's been months. I need you to check in on sugar for me.
How are my friends doing? Well, Alex, I have some great news.
Egg is doing fine.
They've something's come up.
Oh, God damn it.
Apparently you haven't been contacted by their family.
No, oh no. Is tapioca all right? Oh. How do they taste?
Well, there are a lot of these different kind of coconut rolls out there. So they are kind of a very light and airy sort of cookie type snack. And so whatever flavor they are isn't always that strong, but
Okay.
you get enough of it that it matters. And so, yes, they taste just enough like durian. It's fine.
All right.
And, but if you don't like the smell of durian, you definitely wouldn't like these. Just saying to people who know it well.
I don't.
Yeah. So now I can finally delete this picture from May 27th.
You know what's funny though is out of all the bad smelling foods, I do like natto. I love natto. But like only natto that comes prepackaged. If like I cannot buy or consume like the natto makizushi.
Oh,
like,
I see. They make that?
Oh yeah, you can find it in the convenience stores and supermarkets. Yeah,
oh,
it's
Lord.
just it's just seaweed wrapped around rice with natto inside. But like I can't for some reason I can't eat that, but I have no problem buying and devouring prepackaged natto.
All right. Well, it must be something different they're doing there.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's Food Corner here on No More Whoppers.
Food Corner. Thank you for showing up. Go have a food. You've earned it.
Go have a food.
Do it. What do you got there?
Nicely.
Cruller?
Ooh, that'd be nice. I really love an apple fritter.
Ooh, those are good. I've been buying these tiny apple pies from the convenience store, they're like, well, as described, but
yeah, compared to like McDonald's apple pie.
No, they're not that. My brain doesn't know if it wants to say they're not that good or not.
Okay,
they're different. I kind of wish. I mean, they used to have like an apple pie with custard in it as well. Those were incredible. This is not that.
Oh, sure, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I like. I mean, I'm a big fan of custard. You could put it in or on anything, and I am on board.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Put it in my veins, etc., etc.
I think that's dangerous. I wouldn't.
Don't knock it till you tried it.
All right, you got me.
Yeah. Anyway.
Good old custard veins. Anyway, Raymond, I consumed. Buy this. Get this.
Yes, sir.
Can't say buy this in this situation. I consumed a Japanese drama called Brush Up Life. Are you familiar with this? Have you heard about this?
No. This is a network drama?
I believe it was. I believe it aired January 2023 on Nippon Terebi.
Uh-huh.
And the first season is on Netflix. I don't even know if there is a second season. The first season's on Netflix. It's only 10 episodes. My wife started watching it. She really enjoyed it. She recommended it to me, and it's great. It does have English subtitles on Netflix. It's the English name of it is Rebooting, which I'm not wild about that name, but have you seen it?
No, but I'm saying the fact that it has an English name might mean that it might actually be on Netflix.
Yes.
A lot of the J-dramas are not.
We watched it on Japanese Netflix where it did have English subtitles. So I'm wondering if that bodes well for it showing up on English-speaking regions Netflix.
Yeah, it looks like no.
Oh, what? Oh. Well, all right. Well, if you can VPN and convince Netflix you're in Japan, you can watch it with English subtitles. It's a very cute show. It's about a woman who works at City Hall. She's 33 and her life isn't terribly exciting. And then she gets hit by a truck and dies. And then she's waiting in line in the afterlife. And she finds out, well, if you don't want to be reincarnated as a giant anteater, you can redo your human life and try to do better. And it's basically her going through her life multiple times trying to accrue karma to not be reborn as a horrible animal.
Oh, interesting.
It's very fun. I think the thing that grabbed me though is that it's very well written. It's very well acted. Who's the star? I just looked up who the star was. Sakura Ando. She's fantastic in the lead role. It's a lot of fun, and I think it helps that I don't ordinarily watch Japanese dramas because I just hadn't really found one that clicked for me until this.
Okay, yeah. It's been a long time since I've caught up on any dramas, yeah. I used to be into that a while ago. But, I really fell off.
Oh, you know what's funny though? Somebody showed up in a drama that I watched The last drama I enjoyed was probably from like 4 or 5 years ago. It was Bokyaku no Sachiko,
Uh-huh.
the one about the woman who gets left at the altar and she copes by just eating delicious food every day.
Okay. Yeah.
It's another food show, which is a whole genre in Japan, but
Yeah.
but the characters
Those are hidden, man.
around the food were actually compelling, and so I did enjoy watching. But her mom, Sachiko's mom, is played by Eri Fusei,
Okay.
who was like one of my early J talent crushes in like the early 2000s. Do you remember her? Yeah, I'm gonna look her
No.
up right now.
I know Ari Fukatsu.
No, she was it's not her. It's Eri Fusei, but like 'cause she has aged into playing like moms.
Sure.
But in like 2003, I think she was in her late 30s, late 30s, early 40s. And she just looked like a young TV talent. And then I guess she hit the mom wall, and now she just plays moms.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I ever saw anything with her.
But I remember, like, I learned about her from you, though. So she must have been in something.
Really? Me?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard this name before.
She was in, yeah, but what was she in?
I don't think I have.
It might have been she might have done something that was video game related or Toro related. My mind just assumes it was Toro related if you told me about it.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Because, like, I wasn't watching J-dramas back in 2003, but, like, that's when I remember seeing her for the first time.
Yeah.
I guess.
I have no recollection. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out.
Well, there is Eri Fukatsu. She's cute.
Which one's Eri Fukatsu? Hang on, I'm looking. Eri Fukatsu. Yeah, sure. She's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess a more famous, comparatively, drama actress lady. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't recall Eri Fusei though. But you saw her pop up in this one, and
yeah,
hey,
she played Sachiko's mom in Bokyaku no Sachiko, which is another great show.
Oh, I see, yeah.
A show that also featured Chairman Kaga from Iron Chef. I tend to forget he's an actual actor, but I believe his family name is actually Kaga. But like a guy showed up with Chairman Kaga's hair. Of course, now it's gray, but with a giant gray mustache as well. And I'm like, hang on, minus the mustache. This guy's Chairman Kaga. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it was.
Yeah, love it.
My wife's trying to get me into more Japanese TV. I think there's a lot of good stuff that I've been missing out on. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how my journey goes.
It's arguable.
It's all right.
Sick.
As far as Netflix goes, I really loved the Makanai.
What is that?
The Japanese title is way different because it's also based on a manga or whatever. But it's about Maiko girls coming up in that world.
My earbud popped out. Did you say it's about micro gorillas?
No, Alex, I'm afraid not.
What is it about?
Maiko.
Oh, also good.
Anyway, it was directed by Hirokazu Koreeda, who's one of those celebrated directors.
Oh, cool.
From Japanese cinema. And so he got this series going for Netflix. And so it's really good. Looks really good, very sweet and touching and all that.
All right.
And that's on Netflix. That's a Netflix drama I like. A few others, though. A few others as far as like availability here in the States, because most of it is anime or just weird, trashy things.
Yeah.
Although I've heard the top show right now is The Queen of Villains.
Oh, yeah. That's Netflix has been pushing that on me, and it looks like something I would enjoy, so I should probably watch it.
Yeah, I think I'll watch it too.
Yeah. All right. Hey, let's watch it and talk about it next episode.
Okay. More homework for you then.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, I'll just watch that instead of Star Trek until it's over. I still have budgeted Trek time into my day.
Oh, okay, yeah. And you're still on TNG?
Yes.
All right, fine. Well, if you want to move on to the next ones, I got them for you.
I think it's going to be a while before I'm there.
All right. They'll wait patiently for you.
Yeah. Speaking of animation on Netflix, I went back and I'm trying to like catch up on some of the media that I missed growing up, either because I was too old for it or because it just wasn't my thing. And I know that one that people our age and younger love is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Really?
Yeah.
Our age? Yeah, sure.
That's why I say that our age is like the cutoff, because I do know people our age who are super into it, but it's mostly people younger.
Yeah.
And I watched the first few episodes, and it's a great kids show. That's all I got. My buddy Tom and I have the same opinion on this, and that is, boy, because he watched it late as well, and we both thought the same thing, which was, boy, I would have loved this when I was 12.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I just don't now because it's not for me, and that's fine.
Yeah, I would say some things are more obvious than others when it comes to those kind of
Yeah,
shows.
there are shows, but there are shows, and like I talk about this a lot when I stream, and I talk about this at the bar when I talk about video games, and I've talked about it on the podcast, but like there's a difference between for kids and for all ages. And I think that Avatar falls in the for kids camp.
Yeah.
Which means that as an adult, it's harder to get into.
Yeah. I have nothing to add. You're right.
All right.
I definitely I've not even cared one iota about seeing Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Because of those kind of things. It's like, yeah, this seems like something just adults get wrapped up a bit too much into.
Yeah. It's
but
like,
I've already talked about my stupid thoughts about cartoons, so.
Yeah. Well, we can have proper cartoon talk later at some point.
Oh, yes, of course.
And I understand watching a cartoon as a kid and loving it, obviously. You know, you like this is the example I always give is like, I love Evangelion because I was 14 when I saw it. And that means that for the rest of my life, I will always love watching Evangelion. Like, I don't watch it often, but like, if I happen to have an excuse to watch it, it's like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah. The show rules. And I don't have that for like, say, Dragon Ball, because I missed out on most of that when it was airing on Toonami.
Right.
And I read the manga late. The manga's great. Love the manga, but I don't have any nostalgia for the show. And like, I understand.
Love that manga.
Yeah, love it. I understand liking something you grew up with, but like when you recommend something to somebody, try to suss out real quick. Did I like this because I was a kid? Is this for kids? Should I not be recommending this?
Yeah, exactly.
And this isn't aimed at anyone specific. This is just, I woke up one day and I was like, boy, people like Avatar. I better see what it's all about. Oh, it's a kid show.
Okay. Yeah, right.
I'm not yelling at anybody specifically.
Okay, no. Not Joey, the Avatar fan, who told you, hey, if you
I'm angry at him. Angry at him for different reasons.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do ask myself that, I think maybe internally, subconsciously in a sense, because like I really like Pete and Pete, right?
Yes.
But it is a kid's show. It is meant to be one. It's pretty much only going to hit with people our age.
Yeah, but don't you think it has a kind of dry sense of humor that adults can appreciate?
It does. Yes.
Then that's for all. I would say that's for all ages. What?
Oh, well, I mean, okay, sure. But I think there's enough juvenile parts of it where it might be borderline, I guess. Maybe that's just one for the arguable pile. What's another one? Rugrats.
Oh, they're so small.
Or what about like any other junky action cartoon from our day, like Ninja Turtles or G.I. Joe or something?
Well, I think those are pretty obviously for macho men.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Real Sigmas.
You think a child could handle general infantry? Think a fucking again.
Well, have you been to Somalia?
No. Wait, was that a cape or a rod that Link gets? Is that where that's from? Doesn't he get, isn't there like a
Oh my
cape?
God, Alex.
What? Am I misremembering?
Yeah, you're going off script here.
All right. I don't have the best memory, but I thought I remember that.
You mean Saria?
No, Saria is something. Saria is his friend from Ocarina, right? Hang on, I'm gonna look this up. Cane of Somalia. Oh, did you mean Cane of Somaria? It's Somaria. So, see, if we were having this conversation in Japanese, I would have been right.
Yeah.
The Cane of Somaria can create a single block that Link can push and sometimes carry around. Only one block can exist at a time. This is useful to press switches or obstruct enemy projectiles.
Correct.
Shows up in Link to the Past.
Right.
And Oracle of Ages.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
Thank you, Alex.
What the? Wait a minute. I think the Zelda wiki page has been like one of the many facets of our lives that are just being continually fucked up by AI.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Because under the nomenclature heading, it says names in other regions. And then it says name in Japanese, Somaria no Tsue. And that's, Cane of Somaria. But then under that, it says Somasoa no Tsue, Cane of Somasoa. But like, I think it's only reading it that way because the so katakana looks a lot like the re katakana. Like maybe a machine misread Somaria as Somasoa. And then because underneath it says this table was generated using translation pages. To request an addition, please contact a staff member with a reference. Was it mistranslated as Cane of Somasoa in a game because somebody misread katakana re as katakana so? Or was this added by a machine that was trying to read text from a video game?
Well, that's really misleading, isn't it? There's no way to know.
Yeah.
But rest assured, there are plenty of idiots on wikis. So
that's true.
There is
that's true.
You can still fall back on the fact that there are real people who are very stupid editing wiki pages, especially on shit like fandom.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Wait, no, there is a reference for it, and I click it, and the bottom of the page, Nintendo official guidebook, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and Four Swords, published in Japan. That just means that somebody misread the guidebook, but then added it to the wiki.
Or somebody writing the guide made a typo.
I get. Well, no, it's the official guide. Like, it's the Nintendo official guide. I guess they could make a typo.
Nobody's perfect.
I remember that time they called him Malio? Oh, speaking of video games, Raymond, I've been playing that UFO 50 that everyone has been enjoying.
Goju.
Thank you. Yes. The old UFO Goju.
Yeah.
The kids can call you UFO Goju.
See, you love it. You came back around.
I do love it.
I'm not so stupid, am I?
It's if for folks who are unfamiliar, this is a $25 game that contains 50 8-bit styled throwback games created in a fictitious 1980s. And a handful of them are super great and definitely worth the price of admission, and the rest of them are probably fine if you're into that. I mean, there's something for everybody. I don't want to put down. I don't want to put down the games I don't like in the collection because they're just genres I don't like. It's like strategy or deck builder. That's not my thing.
Yeah, right.
I bet other people like it. It's been really, really fun to play through. The three games in particular that are worth it for me are Camouflage, Warp Tank, and Night Manor, which I streamed. I streamed a complete playthrough of Night Manor, which is a super fun point-and-click horror game.
All right, tell us about them.
Camouflage is super cool. Camouflage, I was kind of disappointed because, I mean, these are all 50 games. Like, part of the advertising is like 50 full-length NES-style games, and like most of them are full-length, but I finished up World 1 of Camouflage and then quickly realized, that wasn't World 1, that was the game.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, I because it's a map. It's just an island map with like a dozen or so levels, and then I finished the last one, and it just rolled credits, and I was like, it's really fun, and I really wanted more of it. Like, I would pay full price for a full length game of Camouflage. It's a game where you are a chameleon and you have to avoid predators by, blending into your surroundings, getting that camo index all the way up, and collecting things and remaining unseen, and then getting to the exit. And it's super fun. The other one is Warp Tank, which it's like what if Blaster Master could warp around from ceiling to floor and wall to wall. And
Oh,
it's
sure.
I like that as well, but it's huge. It's a very that's one that is definitely full length. It's
Okay.
so full length, I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it varies.
There's a lot of inscrutability in this collection. Like it almost is like playing 50 NES games that you somehow missed. Because some of them are self-explanatory, some of them are very much not, and it's a lot of experimentation and kind of poking and prodding until you figure out what the object is, what tools you have, what you are and are not allowed to do.
Interesting.
It's really fun. It's tons of fun. For $25, it's tons of fun.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus.
Yeah.
People are digging it.
Yeah. What's your favorite NES game? Don't answer that. It's Mario 3.
It's Adventure Island 2.
Fuck! Ugh.
Mario 3's up there.
Takahashi Meiji.
Let's not be silly. Yeah.
Wait, have you ever finished Wall Street Kid?
I've never played it.
Okay, well, that answers my second question.
Yeah.
Because I was
Casino Kid. Played that one?
No. Because I was explaining Wall Street Kid to somebody at the bar, and for the majority of the conversation, they thought I was joking and making up a fictitious game.
Oh man, yeah. There is as we get farther away from the NES in history, some of those games become deeper and deeper cuts.
Yeah, and when you explain them to a younger person, they're like, haha, what if that was real? I'm like, we have to talk.
Yeah, and then that ties back around to these Zoomers I was talking about on YouTube, where it's like,
yeah.
Had you heard of this NES game? Yeah. I'm
what,
41,
Mega Man
yes,
3? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, fun.
No, it would probably be something like Metal Storm or something like.
Oh, God.
Some 23-year-old being like, holy shit, you guys.
The NES game that broke the internet.
Right, yeah. That busted limits. You've never heard of this one before, provided that you're my age. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm a month younger than you.
No, not. I'm talking
older
about a character.
Younger. Oh.
How about Circus Caper? You ever play Circus Caper?
I played Circus Charlie. Is that the same thing?
No, that's a Japanese only exclusive. I'm talking about Circus Caper, which came out on the NES in America.
No, you know why? Because capers are disrespectful to the sanctity and the circumstance of the circus.
Well, couldn't you say a circus itself is a caper?
Yeah, kind of.
As a performance, it's kind of a caper.
I mean, as a capitalistic pursuit, yes.
All right, sure.
I mean, you're making these performers work under horrible conditions. You're subjecting animals to all kinds of cruelty.
Right.
You're making these people sit in a poorly ventilated tent that just smells of elephants, like to get a few bucks. That's a caper in that sense.
Right. Now, speaking of things that probably were generated by AI on a wiki, Circus Caper, known as Moeru Onisan in Japan.
Moeru Onisan?
Moeru Onisan.
Oh, no. Wait, was it really called that?
Well, let's do some digging. There is a media franchise called that.
Names between regions can get pretty wackily different, right?
Well, certainly in the NES days, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that Wall Street Kid in Japan was called Kabedori Kodomo?
I did.
I did.
Was a Casino Kid that's called $100,000 Kid?
Oh my God, that's even better.
Yeah.
Millionaire Kid? $1 million Kid?
Yep.
It's
yeah, it's Casino Kid.
A bionic child given only 1/6 of the budget of the $6 million
man. Based on the manga series.
Oh.
$100,000 Kid.
Cool. Oh, is it really?
Ishigaki. Well, I guess that explains why Casino Kid has very distinct sort of anime style character portraits in it. So, yeah, that would make sense. As opposed to them just drawing over it with some blonde-haired Western-looking art. You know what I mean?
What is the Circus Caper in the game? What are you trying to do?
In Circus Caper, a boy named Tim takes his sister Judy to a circus show. I think you could just say circus. However, the two siblings can't afford to enter.
What?
A clown offers the children tickets if they beat him in a dice game. After beating him, the clown says there is only one ticket left. So Tim lets his sister go in. After the show, Tim goes to pick up his sister and is greeted by Mr. Magic, who has kidnapped her. Tim then enters the circus to try and rescue his sister.
Oh my God.
Crazy build up to that, by the way.
Wow. Why does that sounds like that's a Tales from the Crypt episode synopsis.
At the end of the game, Judy reveals to Tim that she was going to be used as a knife throwing target, and the two go home.
Oh my God.
In the Japanese version, based on the anime Moeru Onisan, Yukie has been kidnapped by Dragon, a dragon. It is up to Kenichi
You don't say.
And his friends Ido, Rocky, and Shiranui to save her. Shiranui. Many characters from the anime appear in the show, including Duck Nicholson, as well as the narrator, talking in the cutscenes. At the end of the game, it is revealed Dragon was actually Duck Nicholson in disguise.
What kind of animal is Duck Nicholson?
I'm sure you can guess. I did find a screenshot of Morio Onisan of a boss fight where it just says in the background, like a sign in English, says Elvis on stage. So I think it's that kind of thing. It's a comedy.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay.
What do you think about the liberties they took for the American version there?
I think they could have cut out a couple steps. Like, I don't think we need to shoot craps with the clown. I think we could, you could have just found a clown who was like, "Hey, here's a spare ticket."
Well, we don't know the full story either, so we'll see.
That's true.
Actually, I think Jeff Gersman played that. He's been ranking every NES game, and I think that's like on the bottom 2.
Oh boy, bottom 2.
Yeah.
What's the bottom 1?
I think it was some Color Dreams game or something.
Yikes.
Maybe that's enough gaming talk.
Yeah.
I mean, you did say you're talking about your panic attacks that might be coming up and your emotional distress, so to speak, about closing the bar soon. Did you have anything to add about that?
Oh, it's just I'm hoping, my secret hope is that I'm too busy to get emotional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just so much going on that it won't hit me until it's over. I also, I'm very present when I enter the bar every day, and I make a point of remembering, hey, most days I'm just kind of standing here alone doing dick all. I'm not going to miss that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna miss hanging out with my friends on Friday, Saturday when they come in. That's fun. That's the best part. But when I'm turning in the keys to the bar, I'm not also giving Tom over to the landlord. We can still no. No, we worked it out. We
Oh, okay.
I hired an arbitrator.
Okay.
I get to still hang out with my friends post bar, and just because it's not in that particular room is not the end of the world.
Exactly. And you're not moving away from Japan or anything.
No, we still, I said this before, we still got 32 and a half years to go on this mortgage. I don't think I can go anywhere.
No, yeah. You're set for life.
Now, what we're not so secretly hoping is that this building gets torn down and rebuilt, in which case we get bought out for double what we paid for this property, which means we can afford to live anywhere in the city that's not a luxury high-rise, which will be nice.
You're going to want to build that Matlock Expressway.
I should know what that's from.
The Simpsons.
That's right, America's favorite family. That's fine.
All right.
So yeah, it's the last month. I mean, this is the last episode I am recording of No More Whoppers, where I run a bar. That's pretty fun.
Oh my God.
Right?
You know what? Let's get one more in.
What?
Let's do a live episode like the Cheers finale. They did a pre-show before the Cheers finale, where they had Jay Leno hosting live along with the completely smashed cast of Cheers. And they were just celebrating before the episode aired.
That's smart, because when I think funny off the cuff, I think Jay Leno.
Well, he had just gotten the job. So it was only like a year later after he was host of the Tonight Show. So it's NBC. Of course, they're going to get Jay Leno. Anyway, yeah, we should do Critical Hit Last Call, streaming live. All your friends, all the guests, special guests.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. I wasn't planning to, but we could probably, I could hook up the PS4 camera, just stream anything,
Okay,
and just,
sure.
yeah, that'd be fun. Hell yeah. Yeah. Let's stream the last night.
Exactly. There
That's
you go.
exciting.
Now stream it on No More Whoppers so we can get the views up.
Oh, that's right.
I'm kidding.
No.
Oh yeah, and Jay Leno was hosting it live from the bar based on Cheers, the Boston bar that they used for the external shots and everything. Cheers. And so, yeah, I think let's get Jay over to Nagoya, hosting live from that staircase that leads to Critical Hit.
All right. Hey, is he related to Brian Eno?
Leno.
Oh.
All right. Well, I was joking at first, but yeah, I think you should do that.
Yeah, that does sound like a fun idea. It'd be fun to stream the last night. I'm like, the thing I'm torn about now is like, I kind of want to just go to the Google Maps page and mark the store as permanently closed because I want people to come in who enjoyed the bar. I want them to come in and have one last drink. That'll be fun. That'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want randos to come in who have not been here because they heard it's closing and they have to get here before it closes. I don't want to deal with new people. I would rather not have to explain to people again why I'm closing. This all comes down to I don't want to deal with people who don't know me.
Right. Is there a high likelihood of that? You really think so? Of a bunch of randos coming?
No, I mean, I don't, but I think that's partially because I'm not advertising this. I've only told a few people. I posted once about it on the bar's Facebook page on April Fool's Day. And unless people messaged me directly to say, hey, is this a joke? I did not say one way or the other.
Right.
I want to exit as quietly as possible. I want to have some fun nights with my friends, and then I want to pack it up and start focusing on other things.
Yeah.
I just do not have the patience or energy to deal with people.
Yeah, whatever, I guess, helps you get to that. Just do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then.
I don't want to harp on the autism thing because I don't think it's that big a deal. I think that regardless of what's happening in my brain, social anxiety is present. It doesn't matter what's causing it or where it's from. It's there. It's always been there. And the social anxiety was, and then I'm going to go real deep into this on the next New Game Plus when I talk about my reasons for drinking in the first place.
Yeah. Okay.
The social anxiety has always kind of been there, but I was drinking to counteract it. And now that I'm not, it's back in full force. And that's why, like, I think on an older episode, I said I just hate talking to people. I hate being around people, and I was like spiraling into like a negative, a maelstrom of negativity.
Yeah,
but that was me That was me speaking from the social anxiety. Of course, I don't hate people. I don't never want to see people again. But here's what I do not ever want to see again, and it's somebody that I don't know walking into the bar and then looking around and seeing nobody and saying, are you open? Because that happens a lot. That's,
oh boy. Yeah.
That happens a lot is I have people come in who are either the first people of the night or they're just there on a slow night. And they always ask, are you open? Are we early? Which is not great. And then I've got to explain, no, it's just no one comes here. Or I've got to be like, no, it's fine. By the way, I close at 9 because it's a Wednesday. And they've got to be like, wow, why do you close at 9? I've got to be like, because I don't want to fucking talk to you. That's why. Like, I can't say that. I really want to say that. And I have to be diplomatic about it and say like, oh, well, it's not so busy these days. So I like to go home early and have dinner with my wife. And that's not a lie. Yeah. That's true. But also,
that's always true.
I don't want to talk to randos. Like when I opened and I was drinking every day, it was the most fun thing in the world to just bullshit with randos about video games. It was super fun. I have exhausted all of it. I have exhausted my interest in alcohol. I have exhausted my interest in talking about video games with randos.
It went away with the alcohol.
It
Exactly.
did, yeah. And like, I'll talk to video game. I'll talk to. Sometimes I'll just sit down with a copy of, NHL '93, and I'll talk to it over a nice dinner. No, I will. I will talk to my friends about video games. That's fun. But like somebody came in last month who asked me to like rank my top 5 SNES games, and I wanted to just leave and lock the door. I don't want to have this conversation. First of all, rankings are meaningless. We all know this. Second of all, we have different tastes, so why do you want to hear my picks? Why do you fucking care? The question I get most often from tourists is probably, what's your favorite game? Which is like I thought I could escape this. You know how like when you're young, you know how in like hear me out. You know how in middle school and high school, like in high school, when you meet somebody and they're like, what kind of music are you into? And you're in your mind, you're like, how quickly can I explain what They Might Be Giants is? And can I do it before they lose interest and walk away?
Yeah.
You're asking me a question that you don't want the answer to. And it's the same shit and I thought I was over this, but it's the same shit when somebody walks in the bar and is like, what's your favorite game? And they're like, 22. And then I've got to explain what Dragon Quest is and why the third one is the one that I like and why I don't like another kind of game. And it's I don't have the energy for it anymore because it's just not worth spending that kind of mental energy to justify myself to randos. And remember like for a couple of years I kept getting very frustrated and angry about how like I wasn't keeping up with the conversation with video games and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I brought it up multiple times and it seemed to annoy you every time. And I finally figured out what that is, and it's just I don't care about this. I don't want to talk about
that.
Yeah, and like that's fine. But the problem was like before I decided to shut the bar, that was not an acceptable answer. Because, well, it's my job. I have to talk about video games with people. How can I not?
So let me ask you, is that what you expected you would be doing when you said, at the very beginning, I want to open a retro game bar?
Yeah. Well, no.
What were you thinking about as far as human interaction?
The way I envisioned it was it's a retro video game bar, and I trusted that the people who came through the door would know that the focus is retro, and that I would not have that responsibility on my shoulders. I would not have to talk about Elden Ring or whatever. because I guess I didn't realize that like all retro gamers are also gamers. And it turns out I like one, not so much the other.
Yeah, you're not really going to find many people who just
and I kind
are
of
only playing old stuff.
I erroneously assumed that people who walked through the door would like that there would just be this tacit understanding like this is a retro video game bar. Alex knows about retro games and he's happy to talk about them. You don't have to ask him about new games because he's not going to play them or want to talk about them. And that's just not how it was. It's just like everybody who came in was like, hey, did you see the trailer for the new blah, blah, blah? And I've got to be like, no, I don't, because I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
It's not on my radar. It's
like going to a jazz bar and asking the bartender, have you seen Sabrina Carpenter's latest stage show?
Yes. Yeah. But that's the problem is there's no polite way to say, fuck you. Why would I care about that? Like, they don't know. They just assume, oh, retro games. That means he loves all video games.
Video games are video games.
Yeah, video games are video games. And that's all there is. It's like if I opened a Star Wars bar and somebody came in and was just talking to me about like a different series. Like I could keep up a basic conversation. Yeah, but like, motherfucker, look around. That's Chewbacca on the wall. Okay. Like, do you feel what this place is? Do you know what's going on?
Yeah. Do you see a Picard here? It's one of those things though, where video games just get treated so differently than any other medium because of any number of reasons, but one of them just being like, everybody just kind of views it all as the same pile of shit. And it doesn't work out. Because there's actually different kinds of video games in different eras now.
Yeah.
And we're not all experts on the same shit.
We're not.
Except me, of course.
Well, yeah, you're the guy.
I'm the guy.
And people often ask me, like, well, where's your cutoff for retro? Like, this has been debated for the past 30 years. But for me personally, it's I divide things up between pre and post HDMI. Like, that's the big divide to me, is like before HDMI, resolutions were manageable to my eyes. I could, if there was information on a screen, I could very quickly pick out which information was what and what it meant. And now shit is so busy that I look at it and I'm like, I don't have the mental energy to play this video game because there's so much fucking shit on the screen.
Yeah, right. Oh boy.
That's like, if I had to boil down my big beef with modern video games, it's that they're just too busy. There's just too much fucking shit going on. I don't want that. Like, I didn't fall in love with the NES because it was complex.
I do have to, for humor, bring up the fact that you play Final Fantasy XIV.
I knew that was coming. That's the one exception. That is the one exception, because that is, honestly though, I may, and hear me out, I may owe that one to alcohol.
Probably.
Because I did have a nasty habit.
All defending you do.
I did have a nasty habit of just drinking for hours while playing FF14. But I think that's what drilled the game into my head, because a lot of it is just rote memorization and you know, patterns and combos and rotations and whatnot. And I did all of that. I learned the game while drunk, and it's still there in my head. And the ultimate test of that is doing high-end content using those rotations. And I do find that rewarding. But then, yeah, when I look at the, you know, equivalents in other genres or other online games, I'm like, no, that's dumb. Why would I do that? But this is just something that I already learned. I already have the skills, and I just enjoy testing them. You know, it's like someone who enjoys reading books in Japanese because they learned Japanese, and then telling them, well, why don't you read this Korean book? Well, because I didn't fucking learn Korean. Like, what do you want?
They're all the same.
They're not the same.
Okay, so Final Fantasy XIV, the one singular video game product with a bunch of shit happening on screen in HD that you can stand. Is that the declaration?
I mean, if we're talking about like, if we're talking about HUDs and like how space is used, yeah. And part of that is because you have total control over what your HUD looks like in FF14. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
That goes a long way in making a game manageable for me.
Oh, wait, what about Dragon Quest XI?
That's not busy.
No, I meant, well, it's an HD game you play a lot of, is what I'm saying.
Well, no, if I implied that HD equals bad, that's not what I meant. I mean that.
No, okay. I'm just kidding.
The busyness that comes with HD of just putting shit all over the screen, that's what I'm not into.
I suppose so, yes.
That's why I appreciate something like, you know, Resident Evil Village, where, or any game really, where like, if you're not doing anything, the HUDs go away. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of games these days, but not enough of them.
Well, my least favorite thing is getting into an argument with you about video games and the nature of them and everything. So
I don't think we're arguing. You
no,
insolent
it will lead
shit.
to that if I don't, if I'm not careful.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling adjacent to you.
Yelling at Jason? Oh,
no. He knows what he did.
Okay. All right.
No, Jason's fun. Right? That's another friend I'm looking forward to hanging out with in my post-bar life. I need friends to keep me grounded so I don't turn into a weird Howard Hughes recluse, because that's a very likely outcome if I don't do anything. If I just stay home and stream and podcast and make YouTube videos all day, I will go insane. I want to hang out with people in a controlled environment, which used to be my bar and it no longer is.
Hey, I got to say, it's going well for me.
What?
Being a crazy recluse with no friends.
I mean, well, you should get one friend. What about Gary?
Well, I have my son.
That's a friend. Son is friend.
Yeah, sure. At least he keeps me sane.
Yeah.
Except when he keeps me insane. From being a little jerk when he's a toddler at his worst. Am I right? No, he's okay most of the time. Very strong, though. He was using his feet to, like, push me back
Whoa.
today.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Knockback damage.
Long story. But he gets so insolent about wanting to brush his teeth. I have to put him down on the floor on his back so that I can keep his mouth open long enough so I can brush his teeth.
Oh, boy.
And as I am hovering over him, he will begin to use both of his feet to push me off like some sort of horse.
That sounds fun.
And boy, it's really effective. Yeah. For a 2-year-old, pretty effective. Yeah. Anyway, God, I just wish he would just let me brush his teeth.
All right. Speaking of teeth, why don't we take a quick break and we're going to come back with...
All right, let's go brush our teeth.
Yes.
It's as if a fin reaching from the swamp grabbed me by my arm, tried to pull me in, but my arm was strong, and the fin was an inaccurately reconstructed fake. It was right through those trees. I'm not insane. That's where the fin tried to drag me in. Don't look at me. Look at where I'm pointing. Close your eyes. See what I see. Canada Harry. Canada Harry. I get the feeling of my old friends are gone, and that this baby tube no longer fits in my skull.
Folks, we're back. It's No More Whoppers. I'm Ray. That's Alex.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Hi. Oh,
Hi,
my
guys.
God. How long have you been here?
Hey, guys. Back again with another video. I hate
How's
when
it-
people say that.
Hey, I don't know if that was intentional. That's a great seg into my camera that I love and hate that I just bought.
I remember you talking about this recently.
Yeah. This is,
You loved it, and now you hate it. But now
well,
you
no,
also love it.
I don't hate it. There's two things about it that I had to quickly overcome, and now I think everything
Okay.
is fine. The
All
first
right.
one is...
We shall overcome.
Yes. The first one is, like, it is a camera specifically designed and marketed towards vloggers. Like, I think
Right.
last episode
We went
I
over this.
mentioned, like one of the advertising points was like, oh, it's got great stabilization. Like, I don't give a shit. It's going to be on a tripod. Who cares?
Yeah. Stabilize this.
Middle finger. But one of saucy. But one of the features it has is like I think it's called product review mode,
Yeah.
which basically when you enable it,
Fun.
it assumes that anything you put closer to the lens, it needs to focus on immediately, like you're showing a
Mhm.
product to us, the audience.
On paper, that's pretty good if you're a vlogger.
Right. Not when you're making a video essay on your couch and you sometimes gesticulate with your hands wildly, or
When you
Or-
were the product.
I am the product. And I accidentally filmed, 80 minutes of me talking to the camera with product review mode enabled. And every time I moved my head, it went out of focus, or anytime I moved a hand into frame, it defocused my head and refocused on the hand. And the footage was basically unusable.
Cool.
Now, this is partially my fault because I did turn it on. It's not on by default. I turned it on
Right.
because the first 2 minutes of the video are me holding up, my copy of Suikoden 1 and 2 to show the camera. And I'm like, oh, this will
Right.
be good for that. And then I forgot, but it'll fuck up the whole rest of the video.
Yeah.
The other issue is I don't know why it is this way. There's technology things I don't understand, but
Mhm.
I just assumed, like every other device I own, that I could just plug this thing into the wall and forget about power.
Sure.
Like,
But I guess not.
no. That the Zoom recorder that we used to record when you were here, that thing.
Yeah.
That
Love
thing,
it.
you can just plug into the wall with no batteries in it and it will just be on forever. It's great.
Yeah.
That's how I record my audio.
You know what else does that? A Game Boy.
Yeah. But this camera, well, first of all, I didn't realize when you have it plugged in and you're using it, it's only drawing power from the battery. And while it's in use, the battery does not charge, which means if you are using the camera, there is no point in having it plugged into the wall because it's not doing anything.
Oh, Sony.
In fact, what it ended up doing was making the camera overheat and shut off.
Oh, you guys. You lovable scamps.
I recorded for a whopping 12 minutes before my camera overheated and shut off. This is the Sony ZV-1F, everybody.
Yeah.
Now, the error that came up then said, hey, your camera overheated and shut off. Do you want to set overheating tolerance to high? And I'm like, yeah, why wasn't that the default?
Yeah.
So I did that. Then it recorded fine. But then the issue was, oh, the battery drains alarmingly fast because I'm shooting 4K. Even on 30 FPS, though, at 4K, the battery just drains very quickly.
Yeah, well, to be expected, I guess.
Yeah.
Even an iPhone gets overheated and draining.
But here's the thing about the iPhone. I could keep it plugged into the fucking wall while I recorded.
That's true.
Never had any problems recording on my 5-year-old iPhone SE2.
Right, exactly.
Immediately had problems 12 minutes into this Sony camera.
And we're so grateful for Steve Jobs for inventing that.
We are. Big man's up top now. So I started looking up what to do about this problem, and the solution, it turns out, is just, you just buy a dummy battery that has a cable coming out of it, and then you can just plug that into the wall, and it's fine. And it arrived yesterday. I filmed all of the couch footage with it. Battery read as full the entire time because it was plugged into the wall.
Yeah, well.
How is this shit not sorted in 2024?
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're kind of upset about this.
Yeah. I'm thinking Sony cameras are not the best. I mean, this combined with the lack of language settings is just baffling to me.
Perhaps not the ones with a specialized purpose and marketing campaign behind it, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe the more general ones, the pro kind, I don't know.
Do they? I don't know. If and when I buy another camera, I will look into it. But I'm disappointed. But yeah, I think in hindsight, I'm just disappointed with consumer cameras in general and not so much this specific one.
Yeah, right.
Like this is my first camera in 20 years.
Yeah.
And when you don't buy a product in 20 years, your mind is like, God, they got to be perfect by now. And then you buy,
be perfect.
And then you buy one. It's like, oh, this still kind of sucks. What were you working on?
They got to let me charge it like the phone.
Yeah, right.
They have to have been looking at the iPhone this past decade and being like, hey, we got to get some good ideas off of that. Turns out, no.
Yeah, I think this is just a rude awakening to the world of consumer electronics, which are things that I don't ordinarily buy. And especially cameras. Like, it was because of smartphones that I didn't need to buy cameras for so long. Like, I bought a camera in 2004 to come to Japan for the first time. But then by the time smartphones came around, I was thinking about replacing the camera, but then I bought an iPhone. It's like, oh, this is my camera now.
Yeah.
And
course.
It was until last month. Yeah.
Crazy. Well, I appreciate you being a guinea pig for me, and I can learn from your mistakes. And when I get to start YouTubing.
I mean, the image quality is good. And if you're just doing, videos in the format of dummy sitting on couch, I think it's fine. Also, though, for the new video, when I reshot all the footage, I did it at night this time. And I think I may have overlit myself. I just look like a Sasquatch in front of a car freaking out.
Okay, a little hard to visualize.
I'll let the audience be the judge.
Does that mean you're shadowy and blurry, or
no? What I mean is, like, the beard makes me look a little shaggy, and the extreme light makes it look like I'm just in the headlights of a car.
Oh,
and
okay.
The fact that the lights are like accentuating every hair in my beard makes me look even more scraggly and wild, like I'm about to be hit by your car.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fun.
That's, I think, the next thing to invest in is proper lighting, because right now I'm just using a desk lamp that
or
is
plastic surgery.
Thanks.
No? Okay. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out.
Because right now all I'm using is a desk lamp aimed at my face.
Oh.
Which it turns out is not the perfect solution.
Yeah. I thought maybe you were using a more germane lighting setup for filming.
No, I need something like I'm using the lights in the living room, obviously. Like everything's cranked up to the max, where they used to hang out at in Saved by the Bell. And
okay.
I think I need to, like after I did that Konica Minolta shoot last month, and I saw they had those really cool rectangular lighting panels. I'm like, oh, I want to get one of those.
Oh, sure.
It's very dangerous for me to be in the presence of an actual film crew because I keep looking at lighting and sound and camera stuff and just being like, oh, I want that. Oh, I should get that. Oh, I need that. When it turns out I don't need any of them, except maybe the lighting.
You at least need some cost-effective alternatives to those.
Yes. Well, my cost-effective alternative right now is a lamp I have lying around.
How about a little more cost-effective?
All right. I guess I'll look into lighting panels eventually.
Okay. Well, light up my life.
Thank you. If anybody has any recommendations for lighting panels, I would love them. So anything I can control the luminosity and the light temperature, I guess. I don't know lighting terms, but
you see, here's the thing, though.
Hi.
Do we have a lot of listeners who are doing a lot of filming that we know of?
That we know of, no, but I promise you somebody listens to this show who works in film.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And I need them to leap out of their seat and smash that like button. I forget where I'm going with this. Oh, yeah, get on the Discord. And if you're not there already, and just let me know, hey, this is a good lighting panel you can use at home, or you can make your own with some basic tools from the home center.
Yeah, some filament and shellac.
I did actually consider buying like those construction lights because I did see them in the home center a few months ago. And I was like, hey, these throw off a lot of light. They're to illuminate job sites after the sun goes down. But they're not quite what I'm looking for.
Boy, if you're worried about looking like a deer in headlights, that'll
not
literally
ideal.
give you that feeling.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, you know what? You're probably right. There's probably someone who listens to the show who works in film, and I would really like them to review this script I have and see if it's any good, and maybe if we can push it forward.
Hang on, let me see this. Godfather 4?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, okay.
It's
like we didn't even need the third one.
They go on a European vacation.
That's Godfather 2.
They do it again.
Oh.
And they bring the kids this time.
Okay. Godfather Goes Hawaiian. That's in Europe, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool.
Should we
I've also got a script I would like someone to take a look at. It's called Man of Green Gables. Let's close it up. It's been a fun episode. It's are you okay?
You end it perfectly as always.
We have fun here.
You're a professional. What can I say?
I try. Thank you for listening, everybody. And once again, if you're listening to this, you've got until November 1st to get your butt to the bar because it is going. It's leaving.
Come on in. Ask if he's open.
Oh, God.
That'll be great.
Are you open? I got a very nice visit from Green Special last month. He's super fun. His brother's currently doing his master's program.
That's a screen name, I take?
Hi, Alex. Yes, I believe he is a Nick by birth. And he was birthed by sleep, much like a Kingdom Heart. It's very cool. He finished Dragon Warrior 1 in 2 days at the bar.
That is so Alex.
Well, he's Nick, but it is me too.
Yeah, okay. Well, the both of you.
All right.
2 peas in a pod.
Yes.
Great.
I get my groceries through Peapod.
Jesus Christ. You'll never come back to the world again of 2024, will you?
No, I refuse.
You are lost without a map.
Find me on hotbot.com.
All right, everybody, go to our website, nomorewhoppers.com. All of our fun is there. Did you just drop the ring?
Shut up.
Did you drop the ring again?
No, did you?
Did you?
Angelfire.com/PA/Flansburgh. That was my old boss shrine.
Yes, and on there you can find the link to our Discord. It's free to come in. And our Patreon, patreon.com/NoMoreWhoppers.
That's
You
right.
Give us $1 a month just to be a cool gold subscriber, or $5 a month to get this show a week early and no ads. Not that we have ads anymore, but also our bonus shows for $5 a month. You get all that good stuff, and more to come. So I'm sure people are wondering, what the hell are you doing on Patreon? We're kind of futzing around. I know what it looks like, okay? But we have big plans.
We have big plans. We are preparing to launch these big plans. They are going to kick in January, did we say?
Who knows?
All right.
Let's not decide. Let's get some things done first. Anyway.
Yes. I mean, the bottom line is we need your help to make this work.
Yes. Your generous donation will make it happen.
Looking at you, Gene.
In fact, if you want to start a super PAC just for No More Whoppers, that'd be good.
That's a good idea. Oh, they should do that.
And yes, it links, and nomorewhoppers.com will link to our Discord. And it's free to join, no Patreon funding us. Anybody, come on in. And our phone number. Hey, we didn't get any voicemails this week, but
we didn't.
You can call our voice line. 805-NMW-TALK is the number to call. 805-669-8255. You can discuss things that we talked about on the show. Follow up on that. It's good and fun for all sometimes. Just keep it brief and funny, please. Oh, and our merch. I forgot our merch. Of course, shop.spreadshirt.com/nomorewhoppers. You can find shirts and buttons and stickers and more fun there. Anyway, nomorewhoppers.com for all that. Alex is on the internet.
You can find me at pitui.org. That's Pitohui. All my stuff is linked from there. Find me on the bluest sky, also at pitui.org. I don't know why I've gotten a large influx of followers in the past couple of weeks. It's kind of alarming. They don't seem to be coming from any particular posts. It's just I'm being found by other nerds, which is great. Love it. Please.
It's called organic traffic.
All right. Please look forward to my next video essay, which I would like to be out by the end of October. And if it's not, please beat my ass into the ground. It's
about everyone's favorite RPG, Sweet Codeine.
Sweet, sweet codeine. The Dolly Parton song? Was she singing about codeine?
Please, there's an opioid crisis in this country.
Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me. You know who we have to blame for that? Anthony and opioid. Please, the video is about Eiyuden Chronicle, the Suikoden throwback by Rabbit and Bear, which is not very good and doesn't really remind me of Suikoden. It's an hour of me complaining about why video game isn't very good, but hopefully I do it in a fun way. Please look forward to that by the end of October. And also, those videos only happen because of my Patreon, patreon.com/Pitui. That's going to have its actual official launch in November once the bar closes and I switch full-time to being a professional doofus online. The Patreon is going to cover my YouTube stuff, Twitch, 10 and 10 if it comes back and I have the time to do it. It's all happening because of you, because of the people who give to the Patreon.
It's all happening here.
It's the miracle acrylic bubble that makes it possible.
Of course. As for me, I don't have a Patreon, but I do have a page of links. You can go to rdbaaa.space. It's my website, but I'm mostly on Blue Sky these days, so same name really. rdbaaa.space. Check that out. Check out my game company, Bipedal Dog. Bipedal.dog is that website, and that'll do it for now. How about that?
How about that?
You like the sound of that?
I do like that. I like you.
Oh, you do?
Oh, we got it on tape.
Oh. Yeah, we did.
Oh, man, no.
Recorded everything. Well, except you're editing this one, so.
Oh, that's right. I can put anything in there I want.
Yeah. Sweet can. Alex, thanks for being a good sport.
Anytime.
Everybody else, keep your nose clean, and we'll see you next time. Gold subscribers, stick around till after the show. Halloween's around the corner, and with fake blood prices on the rise, we've got tips on where to find the real stuff coming up.
Ow!
They got this new big corn.
Hey, this works.
That's I don't know if you were aware of this, but the Japanese word for corn nuts is giantokon.
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Which is confusing because it's also the name of an ice cream cone brand that I quite enjoy.
Oh.
Giant cone, but it's the same katakana.
What the? Oh, man.
Yeah. That's kind of
like
confusing.
Curl and Carl.
It's like, yes. Yeah, bring a bag of Carl.
Yeah. Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, we're going to karaoke.